Justice League issue 37, Scott Snyder writing with Jorge Jimenez on the art. This, of course, honestly, my biggest problem with Justice League right now is that I keep feeling that the arc should be about to end, and I'm like, man, there's 2 more issues. I started this issue, and there's 2 more.
It's a little bit too big.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too big.
Because it comes up saying, Justice Do More part like
8,
and I'm like, oh my god, this should have been done 2 issues ago.
Yeah. So that said, this is full of great moments.
Sure.
But I don't feel this issue rises. It doesn't. It's not the sum of its parts. Like, those parts are really nice and really high.
I mean, Matt, that's kind of how I feel about Snyder's run in Justice League as a whole. I know. There's lots of good moments, but none of them really have the weight because they just feel like moments on their own.
Right, but like, whereas me and Connor enjoyed the sixth dimension stuff for what it was trying.
Oh yeah.
Here, right. Not that I've been on and off with this because I mostly have enjoyed it. I just hear this issue, like you're saying, it feels like it should be rounding out. And there's still stuff to go.
Yeah,
but there is like 1 issue too many here.
Yeah, I was ready. Like, even last issue, because the last one ended with the whole, Hall of Justice becoming the spaceship thing. I remember at the start of that one feeling, I wonder if this is the second last issue and we're setting up the cliffhanger for the last one. And it wasn't, and I knew there was like 3 more. I was like, oh, okay. And I was reading this one and I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm ready for like the big save the day moment right at the end of this one. And it kind of has that, but there's 2 more issues left. So
yeah, and
I'm intrigued as to what the last 2 issues will be, because it does feel like there is the conflict next issue that is unavoidable now. They can't put it off any longer.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's that, and if this is like Metal. Wasn't the last issue of Metal basically the epilogue? At least the last half of that.
The last half of it was. It had extra pages, so it had a lot of epilogue stuff setting up New Justice and whatnot.
And that might be the case, because this is an entire 40-ish issue run.
Yeah, like my... I mean, 39, exactly, actually.
Yeah, but there's an annual, I think, right?
Was there?
Yeah, that sounds... Yeah, I think there was.
I think there was. But I could be, maybe I'm wrong, but
I think it was an annual. So you've got the big 2-page splashes at the start of all the villains and the heroes outside, racing to fight each other.
I really like that parallel, back to back.
I do, and I love him in his art.
Mm-hmm.
I know where you're going with this. It's our boy, isn't it?
No, it's my girl.
Supergirl's forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's not a forehead, Pete. That's an 8 head.
No, that's bad. I think worse is our boy Guy Gardner.
Well,
I don't know.
Guy Gardner looks like a berserker going into battle wearing no armor. All right, I'm fine with that.
He looks completely insane. Which, I mean, maybe that's the point.
It fits. Yeah, it fits. But yeah, no, Supergirl. I was like, what'd you do to my girl?
Yeah, I'm not. That's the thing. I'm looking at that Supergirl in this 2-page spread, and there's like 3 different things that come to mind. One is that she looks kind of like. She's actually like cheetah shaped, like her head with the cat ears, and then she has like a wig stuck on, or she's balding, and that's number 2, or number 3. I'm getting almost like a Klingon from Star Trek with a big forehead.
Yep.
Any of those apply. I'm okay with any of those.
And then I'm like,
that's pretty good in this issue.
Yeah, and I'm like, maybe that's how Jimenez is just drawing long hair, going back. And then I look at Canary, and I look at Commandy, and I look at, I think that's Donna Troy.
I think it is,
I look at Batgirl, and he just...
Although, now you've mentioned Donna Troy, because I didn't notice this before, but there's something weird going on with Donna Troy's boob there that's kind of sticking out. It's sticking out kind of at a weird pointy angle.
It is weird.
So, other than that page.
The
really cool.
the 2-page spreads may be a little bit rushed in the small details department. All right, that's what we're saying.
I really like the overall aesthetic, the way they mirror each other, and
yes, I'm on board with all this. Yes,
the lineup of the heroes chosen, and like Damien being right at the front is kind of cool.
Notably, not everyone's there though. A lot of the heavy hitters are actually inside the hall because they're trying to make a justice totality with and they've got Alan Scott there. We've got 2 Starmen.
They have a Green Lantern and a Flash.
They've got the Starman from the past and the Starman from the future. Obviously, present day Starman was
kaput.
Was killed. Yeah.
Which tells me we need Jack Knight, and I don't know if that's in the cards. I know Robinson has a better relationship with DC. Hopefully.
So you're thinking we're going to get a 4th Starman?
All of the Starmen.
Well, yeah, because it's not out of line. We had like 3 running around at one time.
Oh, sure. I'm not saying it's unlikely. I'm just kind of
I'm
cracking
just
the
saying,
joke.
like, someone's got to get the cosmic rod, and I don't see any. Courtney's not running around, right?
Yet. Maybe she will be after the next issue.
Yeah, so someone's got to have it.
Maybe.
Well, the staff this time.
The Ultra Monitor is going to kill Hot Girl and Shane, but of course we saw last issue John Stewart, that is, in the Flash buggy thing. He zooms in.
And he hits him, and all I could think of was something like in Home Alone, right? Like when Joe Pesci's falling down the stairs. That's the image that I got when he hits the Ultra Monitor.
So now that you said that, all I can hear in my head is Joe Pesci getting up from the snow, going.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway, so he hits the Ultra Monitor so hard that because we were having a debate last week because Matt couldn't remember if it was just the anti-monitor or if the others were inside him, and I said no, they're inside him. This proves it because he hits him so hard that the all 2 of them come spitting out at him.
Yeah,
they hit him so hard 2 other men fell out.
I think the point was Anti-Monitor was in control.
Sure,
right. The dominant personality, but they were all in there.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, right. He was clearly the one in control, but
right, and that's fine. But I forgot about that because, as we were saying earlier, there's way too many issues. Like, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, so I have to ask a question here. So Perpetua grows really big, and she's like her hands like sort of encompassing the planet. Now that is Earth, right? I'm not confused here.
Earth 44 though.
It's Earth 44.
Yeah,
okay.
44.
Oh, it says at the top because I was going to say, how is everything still functioning? Because she throws it like a baseball into space.
It's not. Like, Perpetua throws the planet, and we get a really fun moment out of World Forger, and I like what he says. His goodbye is like, "I've been reformed, but now that I made Mom mad, there's a good chance I won't be. So if this is goodbye."
Yeah, he sacrificed himself.
A real nice moment.
Yeah, he sacrificed himself so that he can teleport the rest back to Earth, because basically we see the other heroes try and form this new totality, but it fails. That they almost get there, but it doesn't quite work. And it's like, no, we need someone who's connected to the totality material, and that is Kendra because of her wings. So the big end of the issue is just when all hope seems lost. We get the Justice League coming out with McGann with them, and Batman's not there because Batman's piloting the ship building.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's almost the big 7 from the Justice League cartoon.
Almost. It's just missing Batman.
Yeah, you're just missing Batman.
And swap the Martians, obviously.
But Batman's doing something effing stupid.
Right.
Yes, under Jarrow's request. But the symbol appears in the sky, the new symbol of justice, and Perpetua's like, Lex, what did you let them do? And there you go. And they're all glowy. They're all glowy from
that
justice.
Final page is gorgeous.
Yes, it is, and that's the Jimenez that I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I like how all of their logos are like they're shining justice, right?
It really highlights how Aquaman doesn't really have a logo.
Yeah. No, he's on his belt.
Sure, but it's kind of
I will say
to everyone else.
I do think that he overdid it a little bit. Well, maybe this is more the colouring than Jimenez, admittedly, but I don't know if I needed all the lines in Flash's outfit to be emphasised with the glow.
No, that's okay with me because that happens when he's in the Speed Force. So if that's one of the forces,
sure.
Right? Like,
I've never liked the lines on it. Ever since the New 52 started, I've never liked the extra lines in the suit. But
I'm used to it now. I'm not happy about it, but it's part of his look. But yeah, you got Superman and with his glowing, and he looks cool. He's leading.
The sad part of the story is that I felt like I got a better version of it when I watched The Dark Knight. And I know we're comparing things to movies, but that movie is all about the ideals of the city and winning over the city and convincing them that there can be hope and order against chaos. And this is kind of the same thing, where the whole point is they have to kind of like sway the entire world to believe in justice versus Doom, because Doom was winning. So I feel like they could have done more with this and really focused on it.
As much as I've enjoyed this story, flawed as it may be, I've enjoyed it overall.
Yeah, I want to
it's not as good as Dark Knight.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm always a negative when it comes to Justice League because I feel like I have to be to fight you two. But But like it's a solid enough read. It's not like a painful comic to get through. It's like I've never even once thought about dropping it because it's fine. It's like, you know, it's generally entertaining. Even though I can nitpick it to death. But that's, you know, that's what it is. Some comics are like that. So we got 2 issues left of Snyder's run before we move on to the Venditti era. We'll see how that goes. And it makes me wonder, is Venditti going to be long term? Is he just the writer until 5G?
Right.
I mean, I'd say till at least 5G, but I mean, Venditti's done like a lot of high-profile books now over the last 5 years. Flash, Green Lantern.
Yeah, and again, we talked about this when that was announced. He plays with the team as well, like the concept of a team.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because of Hal and Pals.
Well, the only
it's still like that he's worked his way up that he can have a shot at Justice League and have a proper
the
run,
only thing from him that I've actually liked was the few issues of Freedom Fighters I read, which was team book at least, so you know that gives me a little bit of
and I think his Hal and Pals was infinitely better than whatever he was doing on Green Lantern before that, or his Flash, where it was just focused on the individual character.
Yeah. And then the exception that proves that rule is that Hawkman. But then he turned Hawkman into a team book by the end of that first arc, because all the different ones that were there.
It's just a team of Hawkmen.
Yeah, so
Hawkman and the Wings. That's what should be called.
He's one over Rebirth. He's probably the one writer that's won me over the most from where I was at the beginning to now.
Yeah, there are writers who maybe I wasn't sure on, but I've come to like. But when I say I wasn't sure on, mostly just because I hadn't read enough of them to have that strong an opinion. Whereas Venditti, I did feel like I had an opinion going into it, and
it wasn't positive.
No, not at all. I was if he was announcing a new book, probably not going to enjoy that then. But now, he could still fail. Don't get me wrong. He could still swing and miss. But I'm much more hopeful now.
Yeah. Matt, what are you giving Justice League?
I'll give Justice League a 7.5. Not an 8. I can't have it below Batman. I'm going to go 8.
Sure. Connor?
I will give it the 8. I think the big moments just kind of pull it up enough for me.
I'll give it a straight 7. I thought it was good, but even though I have my reservations, but it was good. It's fun overall.